Hello everyone, Fuzz back here with Final Fantasy VIII for you once again, and we're going to just continue on pretty much where we left off previously. If you didn't watch the last episode and you have been following along, before you do anything else, make sure you play this guy at cards, because he has the Alexander card. Although I do recommend watching the last episode because I'll show you how to abolish one of the dreadful rules of the plethora of rules that this guy plays with, which is somewhat annoying, but there you go. As always, guys, don't forget to support me by hitting the like button on YouTube and subscribing to the channel as well. And a big shout out and thank you to my Patreon supporters. I haven't got many, but I appreciate those few that I do have. Your support means the world to me. And basically, we're going to begin by heading through this door here. Isn't that exciting? And we get a cutscene going on with our team. Irvine just kind of standing on the see-through floor there, being brave. And once that's happened, we're going to... I don't think we need to speak to Renault or anything. I mean, we can't really, can we? So we're just going to head on back out here. I recommend you save your game again once you pop out of this room. And then we're going to head on out and start following Piet into the next area. So it's quite a linear path. We just need to follow where he goes, up these stairs here. And this will put us in quite a strange location where the whole screen is upside down. But all we need to do is run through there. We can say hello to Piet again if we want to. Oh no, it's the researcher. Get some information. We don't have to do this. And when you're ready, head on through this door here. That's just an optional scene you can go and see if you want to. And look who it is, it's Alone. Sitting up here nicely, staring at the stars. Before we speak to her normally, we're going to play her in cards. As far as I'm aware, this is the only opportunity we can do so. So do not speak to her normally until you've won the card that she's carrying. Which is the... let's just get a good team going here first, and then we'll sort all that good stuff out. Let's go for Siren and Ifrit. Ah, she hasn't played it. Right, so it did take a couple of attempts, but I did manage to get Alone here to play the card I wanted, which is the Laguna's card. There it is. So make sure you do take this opportunity to grab that while you're here. And then we can go ahead and speak to her. But once you've spoke to her, you can't play cards with her, so just bear that in mind, okay? By the way, we're going to refine that card as well. It gives you 100 hero items, which grants invincibility status to a character in battle. Complete and total invincibility that gives you. So 100 of those, yeah, I think we'll be taking that. Now we have control of our party again, so I'm just going to very briefly do what I said I was about to do. So if we go to ability here and call a shop, it doesn't really matter which one, let's just go for Balam. And I'll make sure I don't have any hero items, I do have one. So I'll sell that, just sell all the ones you have. since you're about to max them out anyway, so long as you got that card mod. And we'll just look for Laguna there. And one will refine into maximum amount of heroes. Yes, please. And that is an item that is certainly going to be coming into use for us. So we're going to be heading back to the medbay now, which is where Renoa is. And I think there might be a scene on the way as we head back, so we'll just keep an eye out for that. Here it is. She wants to show us the control room first of all. I could be wrong as well, but I believe you can also do this section of scenes even before you speak to Lunar. And once you've got control back of both party members, we'll continue making our way to the medbay. And here is another scene for us to enjoy. Okay, this doesn't sound good. Let's send her low enough so that she can be kept safe. And Irvine too. And we're going to handle the medbay situation. And Renoa's gone. Well, looks like she's on too much caffeine or something, to be honest. We'll go ahead and save our game. Once we're all saved up, we're going to be heading back to the control room. Renoa is going to be making her way over there. Although it looks like we just have to be a little bit patient. I don't know if I can play musical instruments. I can actually play Renoa. Squall's has been useless at the moment, isn't he? Oh, she's not making any noises now. Can we head into the control room at this point? Yes, we can. Now we'll just kind of talk to people. Irvine doesn't want to say anything. He's just in such shock. He's basically silent. And now we just have to be a little bit patient while Renoa leaves the area. We can't control anything until she does. And now we're just going to go up and see if we can do anything exciting here. I think we should be able to activate the monitor. There we go. We can head back out of the control room now, and we're going to go upstairs at this point. Get a bit of a force scene here that we can watch. Right, so if we just head opposite here, there's actually a room. It's not easy to see, but it is there. And we need to put on a spacesuit. Because it looks like Renoa's already wearing one, and she's off out into space. So just have to get the right order to trigger scenes here. So we go there. Go there. Okay, we just need to head into that little room that we open there, and Squall will put on his own spacesuit. We're going to head in and follow Renoa. Looks like she's gone out. For now we can head back. And we're going to head back over to the control room, but we're going to get some scenes first. Right, so we can head to the control room now. We are going to save our game as well, but not just yet. Want to try and get the most amount of scenes in that we can before we have to save, just in case anything goes wrong we don't have to repeat them. Right, now we speak to her alone. And we're going to follow everybody else by exiting on this right hand side of the screen. But before we do anything now, we are going to go and save. Oh, I think something just went up my nose. I couldn't stop sneezing then for about 10 minutes. I paused the recording, so hopefully you didn't catch any of that. And hopefully it's all over now as well. So, game saved. We're going to head back. Make sure you save your game because there's a mini game coming up after a load of scenes. And it is possible to get a game over if you fail it. So if you do fail, you want to basically have the opportunity to go through as few scenes as possible. And I believe this is the point of no return in terms of saving before that mini game that's upcoming. So for now, just sit back and enjoy the scenes. Okay, I was wrong. There is another save point. So we'll go ahead and save, but better safe than sorry. And then we just need to speak to her alone here in order to continue on with the next section. And this is where there's a whole load of scenes, so I jumped the gun a little bit, but not by much. It does begin now. And in we go. Just move Squall in order to continue. So this is where Renoa is obviously in a little bit of trouble. She's floating around in space and her life support has terminated. So we need to get through a couple of extra scenes here, and that's going to thrust us straight into the mini game where we have to help her. And right now Renoa is still just floating around as you do. I guess it's similar to the movie Gravity, isn't it? That scene with Sandra Bullock at the start, just floating off into space. I always get nervous at this point because I never remember exactly when the mini game's supposed to start. And the mini game is basically you saving Renoa or getting game over. And this is where we just have to be careful now. I think it's a bit silly actually. I don't like it in games where you have mini games that are basically so obligatory that you can actually get a game over for failing them. I don't think you should have mini games that are like that. There should be side content really. So first of all we need to locate Renoa, and we can just about see her up yonder. So we need to send to her. And we need to basically get close to her, as you would expect. And the game is completely selfish in not telling you which control to press. You have to kind of jab around until you find the button that speeds things up. In my case, it's the B button on the Xbox controller. And if you do fail this, you're back to square one and having to reload your save game. So let's hope we don't fail. You basically just have to hold the button down in order to do this. You don't have to keep jabbing it or anything. Looks like we're going to be okay, but that was a close one. As long as when the timer expires you're in a certain range, then you'll trigger this cutscene, which is what you want to see. Based on my recording, it's been exactly 15 minutes since we last saved. And with that, Squall's George Clooney days are over. And look at that, come floating down right onto a save point, of which we are going to use, thankfully. And guys, I'm going to finish off here for today. So welcome to the Ragnarok. A flying vehicle of which you're going to soon be well accustomed to. But thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to just hit that like button on YouTube and let me know what you thought of this episode. I know it was quite scene heavy, but you know, there's not much we can do about that. We do need to get through all the scenes as well as all the fun bosses and strategies that we have to face in this game. But that's it for today, guys. So come and join me next time as we continue on with Final Fantasy VIII and see where Squall and Renoa head off to next. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon.